Well, Ulises, the Tampa Bay Rays keep on doing the unlikely, and they keep winning in amazing fashion. We'll get to it.
We'll tell you why perspective is everything in life and baseball, starting right now.
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, my name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulises Sambrano.
And we're the host of the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your very first listen every day. Be sure to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Locked On Rays. If I recall, we're very close to 1,000 subscribers if we have not hit that mark already. So please do us a favor and subscribe by hook or by crook if you have to tell a friend, a family member, if you have to create a separate Gmail account or whatever, please do it. We are trying to get to 1,000 and beyond 1,000 subscribers. That would be very much appreciated. You can also find us on all the other traditional podcasting platforms. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at Locked On Rays, and email us anytime. We love the mailbag questions and episodes. LockedOnRays@gmail.com. You can also send us a 60-second or less voice memo there. Well, the Tampa Bay Rays take 2 out of 3 against the New York Yankees in very fun, nerve-wracking, amazing fashion, and we will do a deep dive into that. Just first want to get out of the way that, yes, I did attend the game on Friday. My seats, which were comped, were amazing. I've never sat in seats that good. Section 118, right above the Tampa Bay Rays dugout. In fact, when I went, I didn't even know where to go, quite frankly. I was like, where is this? Does this even exist? I had to ask an usher. Well, I asked 2 ushers. One usher totally put me in the wrong direction. Of course. Don't think he understood what I was going for. The second usher, who I actually know personally, was like, ooh, section 118. You got good seats. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm expecting a party here. So that was enjoyable for that perspective. And Locked On parking update, I parked for $10 at a nearby church, maybe a quarter mile, 3/10 of a mile from the ballpark.
I've heard of that. So yeah. Maybe that's a nice.
Well, what's funny is that somebody, a representative with the church, I can't remember the exact name of the church. I think it was on one of the side streets there, but it was $10, which is a great deal. I don't mind walking for $10. I didn't have to navigate or get really angry and upset as to waiting for a spot in the Trop parking lot, because that was just a mess on Friday night. So I see somebody waving a sign, hey, parking here. If it was $30, I would have taken it, because just for the convenience factor. But I was forewarned that, hey, you want to make sure you lock your doors, lock your car before heading to the game. So I was fully expecting to come back to my car sitting on milk crates or something like that. But lo and behold, I was all good. So I had a really good experience on Friday. In addition to a Rays win, we got to stick it to all the Yankees fans that were there. And I got to give
how was the crowd? Was it more Yankee, Rays? What did it feel like on Friday?
It's funny because when you watch on television on Saturday or Sunday, wherever, it seemed like there's a lot more cheering and yelling for whenever the Yankees do something well. But I would say it was pretty Rays heavy, and at least the Rays fans were pretty more engaged and festive. I think the Randyland section definitely adds to that mystique, which again, great environment. And from where I was sitting anyway, the Rays fans were yelling and screaming, and it wasn't just sitting back and not engaging whatsoever. So got to credit the Rays front office and their marketing folks for really creating a fun in-game experience. The new video board graphics are awesome. I love how they dim the lights in between innings, the different promotions that they have going on. They found a way to cater to the family fun and family friendly while also providing options for, more of the adult mid-20s crowd. So awesome to them for what they're doing right now.
Friday evening, you were near to the dugout. Were you able to hit both hit by pitches to Randy Arozarena? And how did that feel? Did the people start yelling obscenities, or was it?
Yeah, they were booing pretty bad. I mean, it was pretty egregious there. So, which again, to that point, I know there was a lot that happened over the weekend that we'll get into, but you hope that Randy isn't hurt, but I love something like that because that's just fueling the fire for the Rays and the team, and you're just creating more motivation for them, like the Mike Brasso incident a couple years ago. Like you can't beat them, so you have to resort to that. So something tells me that Randy's going to be fired up every time that he faces the Yankees. So you've just sparked the fire. You've just created a problem for yourselves, New York.
It didn't look. I know Randy and both Cash said they didn't think it was intentional. I think maybe that's the smart thing to say in front of a mic. I thought it was intentional.
Two hit by pitches after a home run.
At bats after a home run. I'm sorry. I'm not buying the whole not intentional thing. Look, maybe it was, and I'm wrong. But
I think they were intentionally trying to brush him in and trying to throw in and trying to 100% push him off the plate. So there's that. But
yeah, but I
don't know. Get better pitchers that have better control.
But that's exactly, if that's your game plan, that's a possibility. If you're going to go inside, you're going to hit him if you don't have the right command or control. So it looked fishy to me. If we're now talking about the Friday game, let me know, do you have a takeaway from this weekend that's not game time experience?
So that didn't happen on Friday? Oh, that's not game time experience. Sorry. It's a Monday. I'm trying to wake up. I had to work all weekend. It was a total mess and disaster. I would just say this. I know that you probably want to get into more of the media, the meaty, interesting stuff. But I'll just say that, hey, be patient with the bullpen. Things will get figured out, whether it's by acquiring a reliever or two or making some tweaks and adjustments. I know people might want to focus on the faults and flaws of Kevin Kelly and Garrett Clevenger, who, man, oh man, sorry for him for getting hurt and having to deal with that. But I will say there were some positives in the end of the bullpen. Jason Adam, for example, Jalen Beeks on Sunday, nailing down Anthony Rizzo with 2 outs and a runner on third in a tie 10 situation, extra innings, throwing a changeup inside. And I think that was a big, big motivator and confidence builder for him. I hear that the Rays are trying to taper down and shorten up Luis Patino so we could see a high-profile, very electric arm entering the bullpen before long. It's not the first time in history that a starter, a highly touted starter, has been converted to a reliever and ultimately has success. He's had success in that role. I think obviously the Rays have gone out and acquired Chase Anderson as a bit piece. I think there's more adjustments and tweaks on the Rays for the Rays going forward. Certainly you can't expect the offense to continually and constantly bail out the bullpen or the pitching staff. It's got to work both ways. But this franchise is a master at bullpenning and constructing bullpen. So I think it will get worked out by the time we get to trade deadline area in August, September, and so forth.
I think it will get worked out. I have no doubts that it will. I just want to know how much it seems like they are actively doing things. For example, the Patino possible turn into a reliever by getting him shortened out to an inning. I'd like to see that a couple more times to actually say, okay, so this is the plan for Luis Patino. It wasn't just like a one-off thing. Chase Anderson, you're right. Javi Guerra, those are names that they acquired and trying to inject into the bullpen. So they are actively doing things. I just wanted to, like I said on Twitter the other day, two things can be true at the same time. This team is super fun to watch, and it's amazing, and it's really, really good. But it also can have bullpen issues. It has bullpen issues.
Right.
Like if you're trying to diagnose flaws in this team, that would be the number one. And it's not that it's so bad. It's just that it is the flaw. It is the flaw. So I hope that, you know, I think they're doing their best to tackle it. But it should get better, and it needs to get better, and it will get better.
And I think that once Tyler Glasnow comes in the fold and the Rays are prepared to call up Taj Bradley again, I mean, it's never going to be a perfect storm of everybody being healthy at the same time. I mean, we look at the offense right now. The offense is rolling because all the good guys are healthy at the same time. I think we're starting to see the potential and fruits of what can happen with that group and that core there. But you know, just a byproduct of having more starters that can go deeper into ball games should help things as well. You just hate to see a good outing by a Yanni Chirinos or a Drew Rasmussen or whatever get spoiled because the middle or late innings can't be accounted for. Normally, in the past, those have been accounted for. So it's like we're in a bizarro world. This is like Seinfeld, where the offense is the best of all time. And the bullpen is in shambles. Yet the Rays are still 28-7. But you never see that. It's always been the pitching and defense bailing out the offense or doing their job to where the offense just has to scrape together 2, 3, 4 runs. And that has not been the case so far this year. But it makes for fun, interesting baseball. Makes for some lively moments, that's for sure. So we have more to discuss for sure on that. Again, really enjoyed my game time experience at the Trop. Very few, if any, complaints. I think they've really made an effort here. And I read an article by the Times where they're, you know, the Rays executives are sort of treating the Trop as a factory for the new stadium of, hey, let's throw the kitchen sink at it. Let's try all these different ideas, from ticket deals to promotions to in-game entertainment. See what works, see what sticks, see what the fan base likes, and see what we can implement in the new ballpark going forward. So I like it from that end. And I got to say, driving to and from the Trop, I was really impressed by the billboards that they've put up that feature Wander, that have different, they're very engaging and eye-catching. So I think they've really made kind of a 180-degree turn in terms of really trying to market and promote the team. And why not? I mean, this is the best team in baseball. Hottest start, one of the hottest starts of all time, that we, you know, something we'll never maybe ever see again. So just want to put that out there. For a championship team, it's all about making sure every player is a perfect fit. It's the same when it comes to your vehicle. Every part needs to fit just right. So the next time you need parts and accessories, head to eBay Motors. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, you can be sure every part you need fits right the first time around. Just add your ride to what's called My Garage and look for the green check to know that the part will fit or your money back. Because just like in sports, confidence is the name of the game when you shop on eBay Motors. And with over 122 million parts to choose from, you'll be back in the game in no time. After all, it's easy to bring home a win when the right parts are guaranteed. Get the right parts, the right fit, and the right prices on ebaymotors.com. eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available to U.S. customers. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You know, I do have to say, everydayers are going to recall this, but the Rays play the Orioles tonight at 6:35 Eastern. Shane McClanahan will go for his AL leading 7th win. You can catch every pitch of the Rays hometown broadcast with Sirius XM on the SXM app. Just search Rays. Kevin, I wonder if you were to be told, maybe not you because you are a cool, rational being, but most fans are not that, hence they're called fans. If they were told, hey, you're going to win 2 games out of the 3 against the Yankees, some of the fan base would be kind of let down because of, you know, if you look at the lineup, that the Yankees are putting out there from 5 to 9, it's kind of like, wow, these are Yankees.
Yeah.
Willie Calhoun is your DH. Jake Bauers is at left field. So they would have been let down. But after you watch the 3 games and understand what took place and how they were able to win those 3 games, that's why I said perspective is everything, because I am so happy about these 2 wins, but a lot of the fandom, I don't think would have been, satisfied with them, but before the series got played. And you look at what Friday had happened on Friday and Sunday, the Rays victories. You were, I think the Friday one and the Sunday one have a root cause, which is resiliency, right? It was shown in different ways. On Friday, you take that 4-0 lead, you're feeling good, and then all of a sudden, after the 5 solid by Yanni, everything implodes with that 3-run shot by Bader, and you're kind of left out to dry. And then you come back, you don't stop, the offense keeps going, and then on Sunday, you are in the hole, 6-0 against Gerrit Cole. Right? Like, if you're going to put green Skittles on something,
Right.
you're not going to be like, oh, this is definitely a winnable game. No, 6-0 in the 6th inning or 6-0 in the 5th inning with Gerrit Cole pitching, it's going to be tough. But again, the same resiliency of coming back on Friday happened on Sunday, this one with a bigger hole. So I just want to note that this team believes in itself, and they believe in the guys around, and I don't think you can buy that. I don't think that's something that you can just put it on a spreadsheet. And I know that a lot of people just love putting everything on spreadsheets, but if everything was able to be put into spreadsheets, then there wouldn't be the humans playing the game. You would just be playing Stratomatic. Yeah. Okay, then you can do that, but you're not. So I think that has to be taken into account, and I love that about this team. This team does not give up, man. This team just keeps going.
Yeah, as Christian Bethancourt said in the postgame, they play all 27 outs or extra if that's what's required. And I don't know how any Rays fan or anybody could be upset with the fact that the Rays only, quote unquote, took 2 out of 3 from the New York Yankees. Again, it was Gerrit Cole pitching on Sunday against Javi Guerra / Josh Fleming. You might as well just take the L there. Like, just basic math. That's all right. We'll take 2, and then Sunday we're gonna lose 1 there. Which what the Rays did against Gerrit Cole is absolutely historic. First of all, he had not given a home run up in 51 innings pitched this year. This was Gerrit Cole, ace level, Cy Young competitor level Gerrit Cole entering the game. And the old adage with starters of his caliber is, if you don't get to him early, you let him get into a rhythm, you're done for. You're basically taking a goose egg. You're taking a 0 the entire way of the game. And the Rays certainly did it, thanks to what Jose Siri was able to do to get the ball rolling. And let's note, no G-Man Choi on this roster. No G-Man Choi to get the ball rolling against Gerrit Cole, the perpetual Cole killer, the Cole kryptonite. So
I said it on Twitter, man.
This moment for me was just seeing them come back from 6-0 on Sunday with Gerrit Cole. Gerrit Cole.
Yeah. And I said it on Sunday on Twitter. I think Cole has a new daddy, and that's Bethancourt. Look, you watch what they did on Sunday, and I know that they take the lead, of course, because Siri is crazy and effective with the base running and gets that lead 7-6. Ultimately, the Yankees tied 7-7. But when they win that ball game with the walk-off, I do want to say it was high risk, high reward base running by Brennan Lau, and it worked out. Yeah. If you go back and you see that, he was already going. It was a line drive. He didn't stop. He just bolted.
Right.
You're supposed to freeze on a line drive. He did not freeze. See, on the other, he kept going. So if he doesn't do that, he gets tagged out, because it wasn't a bad throw by Jake Bauers, who, by the way, Jake Bauers, buddy, you're Rays legend. Thank you for being a spy. Still love
Yeah,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you for
Thank
giving
you for
us
being a
Yandy
spook,
Diaz.
and thank you for being a sleeper cell there. I don't know why he's in left field, quite frankly.
He
That's
looked, and then right field too. Like he also had that drop. Oh my, like
imagine
he did
Yandy
not.
Diaz in the corner outfield. Not saying it would be to that extent,
But I'm just saying, like that's why I think some fans in race camp are looking at this Yankee team and like, oh man, we only took two. It's like no, but I mean, yes, I understand. You got Willie Calhoun, you got Jake Bowers, you got IKF.
yeah, but we can also, again, I
center
know it's different
field.
where you say that, oh, well, they're missing Aaron Judge and Carlos Steen and X, Y, and Z. Well, okay, we're missing Tyler Glasnow and Jeffrey Springs and Andrew Kittredge and Shane Boz and, a bunch of other guys, basically. Pete Fairbanks, like, we're missing our closer, we're missing our ace. Okay.
I'll give you the closer. The problem is that no, there is no. I mean, how many other players are there like Aaron Judge?
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But hey, the Rays taking
regardless.
two. This was a very demoralizing take 2 of 3 from the Yankees. The Yankees should be demoralized after this.
And that's why perspective is everything. If you look at it before it was played, I think there's a section of Rays fans who would have been let down to only taking 2 of 3. Now that you saw the 3 games, it's perfect. It was awesome how those 2 victories came about. And yes, like you said, the best thing that came out of this victory, this series victory, is to put it a humiliation factor into the Yankees, putting a little bit of like a how did we let it go against Cole. And let's be honest, that Saturday game, which we haven't touched, the Rays were leading after 7 innings. So they really lost the opportunity to sweep the New York Yankees. Like it was right there for the taking. Saturday, it felt to me like we were watching the 2022 team base running gaffes and mistakes over and over again. I mean, you got Margot going from first to third on a play that he didn't have to do that. Wander Franco with men on the corners with 1 out. He goes and steals second and gets completely just caught badly there. So Saturday, it seemed like the boys were overamped and they really wanted to take it to the Yankees. And so they got a little bit out of their selves. And of course, it's been the last week. So, there were bullpen struggles. Beeks and Kelly, 2 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs allowed, 1 walk. So it wasn't pretty for the bullpen that day.
Yeah. And to your point, I know you mentioned a little bit of this, but I love the aggressiveness on the base paths and from everybody. You mentioned the Brandon Lau play there, and maybe there's some, the old adage of you freeze on a line drive. Maybe there's something more internal or more, hey, see where are the defenders playing, see how the ball looks coming off the bat, and do some quick math, do some quick formalizing, and see if you can run. Maybe there is some new edict and newfound numbers on what the Rays approach should be with that. But
you're a ghost runner.
Yeah,
it was there for free. If you get caught doubled up, okay, you got doubled up. But hey, if you take these extra steps and you take that high risk, we can finish the game. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and actually Fangraphs pointed it out. I know that we know last year's base running issues with the number of outs and the number of caught stealings. And I know the Rays have been quite a bit caught stealing so far this season. But as far as traditional other base running outs, the numbers are pretty low. In fact, Fangraphs going into the weekend, the Rays have added roughly 7.5 runs of value based on just base running. After this weekend, it's probably 10 just based on what Jose Siri did alone. But I like the go mentality. I like going from first to third. I like, hey, you're sending Yandy. You're sending everybody. Anytime you think that you have an opportunity to score, go for it. I'm cool with that. And it just brings a lot more excitement and engagement to the game, which again, I know there's a lot of players you could highlight, but Jose Siri, oh my gosh, his talent level, I don't want to go as far to say that it's on par with a Randy or a Wander, but it seems pretty close in terms of the skill set. It's just that those guys, definitely Wander, a lot more refined and a lot more professional as a ball player. But just as far as, hey, let's combine power. Let's combine arm strength. Let's combine speed. Let's combine electricity. Let's combine range. He's got it all.
If he figures the hitting tool, I mean, the sky's the limit for that.
I mean, imagine if he had an on-base percentage of, 340, 350.
Yeah,
it'd be over with.
Or just a normal 330. Oh my gosh, he would be a tremendous a leadoff hitter. I mean, he would just be wrecking havoc. But I do want to go back to the base running thing. I will always or lean towards be aggressive than not aggressive, 100%. But we've seen this team run very well, extremely well in 2023. They were extremely bad in 2022. Saturday's game only, they ran badly. Wander did not have to steal that bag, and Manuel Margot had no chance, not even if it was Jake Bauers in right field, to get to third base. So I just want to say they have been great. Yes. Running the bases, they have been great stealing bags, but just Saturday's game, it felt off.
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm trying to focus on the positives here after taking 2 of 3, and
sure,
we want to highlight Saturday. We can highlight Saturday, but I'll just go back a day where I was at the game on Friday and Josh Lowe taking a single into a double, just a ball that bounces off the mound, goes into shallow center field, and just because of his speed in athleticism and his heads-up base running, he turns it into a double. Just like, I mean, Jose Siri, if you're an opposing team, you should be nervous if he gets to first base, whether it's by a base hit by pitch, walk, whatever it may be, because he's on first. He's eventually going to get himself to second.
Baseball IQ.
Yeah.
Baseball IQ. I mean, look what happened on Sunday. You steal the bag at third. Cordero doesn't even flinch to check you at third base, and he just basically walks to home plate without a throw. That baseball IQ, knowing your wherewithal, knowing yourself of how you can impact the game with your speed. Jose Siri it just is able to do that, and it's so entertaining to watch. And if you want to watch that, well, the Rays play the Orioles tonight, and you can watch Jose Siri, okay, at 6:35 Eastern time. You can catch every pitch of the Rays hometown broadcast with Sirius XM on the SXM app. Just search Rays. How about Rays Nation, Kevin? What do they feel like happened during this weekend against the Yankees?
Yeah, I'm not going to run through all the comments. I'll just say that they generally loved what was going on. We got so much interaction and comments. I know we're running long here. I'm not going to run through all of them, but I think that what I will say is, just to give some love out, I love Wander Franco's range defensively. I love how Christian Bethancourt is basically this year's Travis d'Arnaud. I would not be surprised if Christian Bethancourt has a 3-homer game at some point this season. Oh, what else do I love? There's so many other things. I love Yandy Diaz not sacrificing his general approach and 2-strike hitting for home runs, but he's still knocking them out. I love the overall power of this team, how they can shoot a ball straight away center at the trop over the fence like it's nothing.
It's been incredible to watch this offense, man. And you can say the same names, Randy. I know Josh Lowe is doing incredible things, but he gets kind of under the radar, just like Harold Ramirez too. Yeah, there might not be taken at bats every day, but what they're doing is fantastic. I mean, the offense, there's really nothing to complain about it, which is insane to me to say that because you usually do have to say something against the offense. But this year is unlike any other. Guys, 28-7. They're playing 800 ball right now. I mean, these guys are the best team in baseball. Now they have to show that against an interdivisional team in the Baltimore Orioles. They have a 3-game set with them. So let's hope that the boys come out strong. And again, Shane McClanahan on the mound. He's your boy to get 20 wins. Let's hope that he gets number 7? Yeah.
Also, Isaac Paredes. How did I not mention him? Love what he did, being able to get the walk-off single in the 10th. Again, don't throw up and in on him. Normally, he would turn a pitch like that and pull it, but I guess it was 99 miles an hour, upper 90s, and he pushed it the other way. So, and I'm glad you mentioned the Orioles series. I think there's going to be a lot of running from both sides. Get ready for a track meet going on. It is track season this time of year. I wish that the schedules were reversed and that the Rays were facing the Athletics and the Yankees were facing the Orioles, but alas, we can't always have our cake and eat it too. But what, the Yankees, are they 10 games back in the division?
I don't 10 games back. Yeah, 10 games back. And the Orioles are second at 5.5.
All right.
So you could really start to separate even more if with a series victory here, you can really start to push these teams away, which is nice because it's only May 8th, people.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Again, couple hot takes, couple hot predictions. The Rays are going to win at least 100 games in the regular season this year. And Shane McClanahan, who's on the bump tonight, will get at least 20 W's this season. I've got a lot more of those predictions as well, but you'll have to tune in to another episode to hear that. So thank you for making the Locked On Rays podcast your very first listen every day. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and we will talk to you tomorrow.